when to do UAT testing and when to do the SIT testing. Even today I was posting a question, right? What is the difference between SIT and UAT? Can I directly use the SIT test cases in the UAT? These were the questions we are asking. Okay. So everybody is very clear, right? We have a specifications document like user requirement specification. Against user requirement specification, we will perform the UAT. When I say we, users, the requirements especially will talk about the users or the end users. So obviously, the testing, whoever performs that, performs the testing, whether all the requirements are implemented or not, is a business users, the end users. They will perform and check that, okay, all the URS requirements are meeting or not. Okay. And the second important parameter is functional requirement specification. All what's specified in the URS, right? How they are going to implement, right? They will illustrate the requirements in a subsequent micro level actually. So those requirements will talk about how exactly the individual feature they are implementing by splitting into the multiple stories or let's say multiple acceptance criteria, whatever it may be. So those are the things we have to perform testing at the functional level or SIT level. Okay. So because these are all related to the functionality, we have to perform a functional testing or SIT testing. Okay. URS and UAT and FRS and SIT. So this is the link actually. Don't get confused. Okay. The question in the afternoon session we were asking is, can I use the SIT test cases to the UAT? How come? The both are different actually, right? Because one is going to be consumed by the your end users, and the other one is basically right within the system internals. Basically, how it is being implemented, we have the detailed requirements called the FRS. So we being the testers, right, we have to perform the your dry run of SIT or forward run of SIT. Once that stage is over, only we are moving to the business user that yes, all the functional requirements are is being implemented. It is working fine. Now you can take it to the you can assess that whether the software is meeting your business requirements or let's say user as an end user, whether we are meeting the product or not. Okay. So having said that context, right, we have three sorts of products, right? One is the configurable product. That is a category 3, right? Wherein when I say configurable product, here there will not be any customizations done actually. When I say customization, think about a Jira, right? Jira is one configurable product, or Snow is one configurable product actually. So only what we will do is it will have a number of fields. For example, if I am creating a defect tracker, or let's say defect capturing form, whatever the fields required, right? I will choose it actually. Okay, what we are doing is only a configuration we are doing according to the fields whatever I want actually. So in this scenario, the product when they are developing Jira, when they are developing Snow, right? It's a COTS component. It is being thoroughly requirements might have already captured by the vendor. Requirement might have implemented and tested by the vendors already. It's a configurable product actually. In that scenario, okay, they may not be giving the functional requirement specification. What they will be giving is only URS document, right? As an user, basically, right, for this product, what are the user level requirements they will be giving? Because they are talking about only the URS. Why FRS is not applicable? Because they are not implementing anything. They are only configuring actually. So obviously, what will happen? Certain people will give the configuration specification. Otherwise, these configuration related requirements also they may cover in the URS. So overall, we have to do only the URS activity, not the SIT activity, because there is no possibility of SIT. There is no implementation happened. There is no code being written actually. No point in writing the SIT test cases. Unfortunately, our programs, right? We are going and proposing that, okay, I will do an SIT. Customer is getting angry and he is saying that, okay, your guys don't know that, okay, when to use SIT and when not to use the SIT. Okay. So if you see the configurable product in the category 3, right? Because it's only a configuration we are doing, So URS document will be given, no FRS will be there, because no FRS, obviously, right, SIT will not be there. What activities we can propose? We will be involving the UAT dry run and formal run, right? In case if you are drafting the UAT cases or if somebody has drafted the UAC cases, our responsibility is to ensure that for the given set of user requirement specification, whether adequate coverage has been achieved as part of the specification or the test specification, we will be checking it actually. And UAT execution also, right? It is again case by case, because the business user has to execute, that is fine. But business users may not be knowing the Codebeamer or QC Vera how to use them, right? So in that scenario, we have to help them. Okay, by in the name of training to them on the Codebeamer as well as QC Vera, so that they can confidently execute the cases. Otherwise, we ourselves can execute and they can log this information into the they once we log it that way, they can do a review and approval that okay, yeah, I have evidence in this one and complete the UAT specification. That is the category 3. What is the difference between cat 3 and cat 4 is only difference is you take your customer Jira product or you take your Snow product, right? These two products for the CSL requirements or let's say for HCL requirements or some other company requirements, right? They will add additional features. By default, the product has come up with some 100 features. In that 100 features, basically 10 features probably they are going to modify it. Another 10, 4 or 5 features basically, right? Especially they might have developed for that particular organization actually. Remaining 90% basically, right? It is a standalone. It has come as a package. For those 90% area, if you say that I am going to do a 100 number of test cases, 200 number of test cases, it's not going to work out. That 10 requirements, whatever they are modifying, or let's say 5 requirements, whatever they are newly implementing, will come as a functional requirement specification because they were doing the customizations. Those customizations they will be capturing as part of the SRS and FRS will come into picture there. So our scope is we should not worry about 90% or 80% of the areas where already implementation is done, no changes are done actually. So our interest and our focus supposed to be on that requirements, whatever is getting changed and the new requirements, whatever they are implementing. So these two areas we have to perform a impact analysis along with the developer and the system team to see to that what are my impacting areas, what are the new cases I have to develop, what are my regression cases. That's where we are going to do the SIT education for whatever customizations or new feature implementation is done. Okay. And here post SIT, obviously your UAT dry run and UAT formal run will be there. That is a traditional things you are already aware and you have to do that. So here uh, going to the category 5, right? Category 5 is nothing but either a bespoke application or a greenfield application or a custom application they will call. That means it is altogether is a new product they are developing actually. Okay. So when they are developing a new product from the scratch, right? Lot of risk will be there. So for that one, obviously, right? Each and every stage of your GAM5 category or let's say the GXP systems are applicable actually. What are the stages we have? SDLC stages yesterday, Swapna or somebody was presenting it, right? Your user requirement specification, your functional requirement specification, your FRA needs to be done, and your because it's a completely newly done, right? Obviously, you have to do your design, code reviews, and unit tests. Yes, you will get confused that why Shiva is talking about design, code reviews, or unit tests. As I told several times, right? We are representing TCOE guys. Okay, for this particular product to release as a quality product, what are the quality gates, quality implementations we have to do? We have to propose. Okay, but design review and code review or unit test, you me are not executing. It is going to be done by some other gentlemen actually. We have to put that okay, X team is responsible, Y team is responsible, but as part of the SOP, whatever activities they mentioned, we have to capture in our test plan. Then followed by that, you will be having right your SIT. So your entry criteria for your SIT to start is right. All the defects supposed to be fixed. The code reviews needs to be done, and unit testing is done. Then remaining two activities are right straightforward actually, right? Okay, once the SIT is done, obviously you'll go for UAT dry runs and UAT formal runs, and UAT procedures you will be following. So please do not get confused. You please aware. Okay, aware what is the difference between configurable systems and bespoke applications and customizations. When customizations are there, when code modifications are there, there only we have to go for SIT related activities. If there are no implementations, if it is only configuration is done, they will be providing us only URS and configuration specification. We have to go for the URS. There, if you go and say that because you are doing this one, as part of my test strategy, I am going to do SIT, I am going to do SIT dry run, and the same test cases basically I've used it for your UAT and all, right? It is going to backfire in big time for us. Okay, never propose such things. Okay, my another request to everybody is whoever is writing the test plans, whoever is modifying the test plans, always please to do that. Okay, these test plans are get it reviewed with Sachin, myself, either Sachin, myself, or Chaitanya. Okay, you please drop a mail and don't sit that okay, I given it and all. Daily we are getting 100 mails basically. Just ping in a chat window that hey, I sent you this document for review. If time permits, please review and give your feedback. Okay, Sachin and Chaitanya would like to add anything, sir? I am done.
No, this is a good exercise, Shiva, right? Okay.